Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lehigh Valley Health Network Orthopedic Institute Game of the Week. It's homecoming weekend 2024 at Hazleton Area High School as the Cougars play host to the Wolf Pack of Wilkes-Barre area. You are looking live at Harmon Guise Stadium, home of the Hazleton Area Cougars. As I mentioned, it is homecoming weekend 2024. Thank you for joining us tonight for the Lehigh Valley Health Network Orthopedic Institute Game of the Week. I'm Marty Burns, joined once again by the coach Joe DeMelfi, Jim Burns on the stats, Mike Sosar currently on the sidelines. And Joe, we have a matchup tonight, and when you talk about Wilkes-Barre area, ultimately what Coach Ciro Cinti wants to do, he wants to run that football. But once again, only a junior at quarterback is Jake Howe, makes a multifaceted offensively, and you got to respect the passing game. But you know Wilkes-Barre area really wants to run that ball.
Yeah, I think one of the things that you have to be careful of with Jake Howe, I mean, he really is a good prospect, great size, can throw the ball. You can't just go 8 in a box on Wilkes-Barre anymore. I mean, they run the ball, but with Howe, it gives them that extra threat. And Hazleton area coming off very impressive win last week with Wyoming Valley West. Quarterback position really drives the Cougars, but they have some wealth spread among their players. They special teams is big with the Cougars.
And as you see, he was injured last week. J.C. Peralta wearing number 22 in street clothes, not playing tonight. A loss for Hazleton area, but we talked about it. They're pretty used to it after last year. Next man up.
And they've done a great job with that, I have to be honest with you, Marty. Coach Buckman has them playing at a strong level, and it'll be a good test tonight, both teams.
And we have it on video. I almost saw Mike Sosar get assaulted by the referee, Chris Basic. Almost gave him a chop right in the head. Chris Basic is our referee tonight. He is joined by Galen Miller, the linesman, Kevin Harry, line judge Kevin Brace, the side judge Brendan Boyle, and the field judge Jeremy Yarish. And in all seriousness, as Chris Basic mentioned, Wilkes-Barre area won the toss. They have deferred, so the Cougars will get the football to start homecoming weekend. And one of the things last week, Joe, that I thought was very impressive with Hazleton area was the all-around effort and so many players contributing. We had talked about how they struggled maybe a little bit at times against the run against Berwick. That didn't happen last week, and they counteracted that offensively with a high-powered rushing attack.
Well, I think there are a couple of things. Number one, Austin Miller, quarterback, Marty, really is, and I talked about that position being the drive of that offense. But you're right, they have enough people spread out, running backs, wide receivers, to make them a pretty balanced football team at this point. I think Wilkes-Barre area also has more of a balance now than they had when they just concentrated on a run. So as I said, I think this will be a good test for both teams.
And as you see, the Cougars getting final instruction from head coach Dennis Bookman and his assistants.
Had a chance to visit with Ciro Cinti. Haven't seen him in a while. And also got over to see Coach Buckman. Both coaches feeling like, even though they may have some injuries, that as you said before, next man up.
And I know they're both thrilled whenever they see you come out on the field.
Oh, I'm sure.
So Hazleton area in the red, back deep. Number 3, Riley Van Gilst. Number 2, Carlos Gonzalez, awaiting the kick from number 21, Ain Sanchez. And this one will go into the end zone. Chris Basic says, touchback. And one of the interesting things now, it's not so much now, but during pregame the winds were swirling. a little bit of a rain, but it seems like the rain has ceased, and the flags across the way look pretty limp. So I'm thinking weather may not be a factor unless there's some wet spots still on the artificial surface.
Exactly. I think that's what you're looking at right now. Maybe a little slippery with the artificial turf being wet.
Austin Wilson at quarterback takes the snap, rolls right following Johnson. Wilson has 5. He's got 10. He's got 15. And he's got a grand central. Cougar first down.
Every time I see Wilson go to the corner, I think when we had the Berwick game, he got to the corner so quickly. And I was talking to Coach Buckman about that, and he mentioned that Wilson has great speed. If you look at him, you don't really, doesn't look like but he gets to the corner, as proven right there, picks up about 12 or 13 yards. They're running out of a power set.
It's going to be a handoff, but the Wolfpack, not fooled, brings Karlik down for a loss of a yard. Coming up to make the tackle, Nick Saraceno.
Saraceno closed very quickly. Looked like Garlic was going to have a little bit of room, but Saraceno put a stop to it after a yard.
Three receivers set to the top of your screen. First or second and 11. It's a draw. Wilson eludes one tackler, and he's going to be spun down, but he should have enough for another grand central. Cougar first down.
Again, Wilson showing a little quickness. We're going to take another look on the S.J. Kowalski. Talked about trying to grab and tackle. Wilson's the kind of runner, if you don't wrap up on him, he's going to be a problem. As proven right there, he ran out of 2 tackles at the line of scrimmage.
That was Logan Sienkiewicz on the tackle for the Wolfpack. This is Johnson coming into the backfield, and he'll get the football almost bobbled. And Johnson will get almost 5 on the play. The timing off a little bit. Don't know if it was the weather or if there was some mishandling between Wilson and Johnson.
Snap looked like it was a little high, Marty, and I'm looking, and maybe we have a mist coming down, so it might have been a little bit of both, the snap and the ball being a little wet.
So it was a gain of 4 all the way to midfield, 2nd and 6 for the Cougars. Wilson, play action, looking for the screen to Johnson and out of his reach. Looked like Wilkes-Barre area may have had it defended well, but you never know if you get Johnson out in the open field.
Johnson, and it looked like he had blockers in front of him. Wilson tried to give him a little bit of a running head start and threw it out in front of him, incomplete. We have a 3rd and about 7.
First time on this drive that the clock stopped at 9:28 remaining in a scoreless first quarter, opening possession of the night. And it's on our Penn State Hazleton scoreboard. 3rd and 6. Karlik goes in motion to the top of your screen. Wilson rolls, throws, caught, forward progress to Van Gilst, about 2 yards shy of the first.
Make a statement early. Let's see what the Cougars opt here as.
Could I tell you what's in Nick Sirianni's playbook? Going. Go!
And the guy for the Chargers last year, he used to go for it all the time. He also got fired.
And they brought in that guy from Michigan.
Yeah.
Cougars are going to go. This is Wilson. He's got the first down, and he's tripped up at about the 40. It's a grand central. Cougar first down against Sienkiewicz on the tackle for the Wolfpack.
Sienkiewicz, as you mentioned, Marty, and I'll tell you what, if he had not made that tackle, now Wilson's one-on-one with the defensive back.
The one block that I like, Joe, and I know you know more than me at this, but Jeremy Ackerman, I thought, sealed the end very nicely. Receiver came in and made a block that opened that hole for Wilson.
And I'll tell you what else that does. When Ackerman seals, causes the linebackers to come up under, and Wilson has enough speed.
Van Gils went in motion to the top of your screen. Wilson under pressure. Just got it away to Moran. Tipped up in the air, incomplete.
Good defensive coverage.
I believe that was Davon Underwood, Joe.
Underwood does a nice job here. He tried to stop pattern and then turned it up the field. And again, backside almost was a problem. He got the pass away as Coach Buckman now talking to Wilson.
Ninth play of this drive of the opening possession of the game. And I would think Hazleton, if that's going to be the matchup, Underwood listed at 5'9", Moran at 6'2", let the taller receiver go up and get it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that later again. Right up the middle is Karlik, and he's going to be tackled after a gain of about 8.
Hazleton now showing, Hazleton area, Marty, showing that balance. Karlik with a good job again, that offensive line we talked about last week. Just get a look at him there, doing a nice job, giving Karlik running room as we're looking at 4-down territory, obviously.
3rd and 3 from the 33. Wilson up the middle, got stood up, forward progress, maybe a yard. And in that middle, Joe, very imposing, Jimmy Griskevich wearing 71 for the Wolfpack, a senior 6'2", 290.
I think Washington also from the linebacker position. Looked like he was in on the tackle, forcing the 4th down.
Joe, the clock continues to run as it gets close to being halfway through this opening quarter. Hazleton area is soaking up that clock. And as Coach Boatman lets it run down, timeout Cougars. 6:16 left in a scoreless first quarter.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices. Stop in to one of our 2 locations,
Route 93 in Escapec,
or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
I lost track. Is this the 11th play of this drive? 11th play of the drive, another 4th down opportunity for the Cougars. They took a timeout, make sure to get the play they want.
Trips to the right side with a tight, now we go 4 receivers right side.
Wilson rolls that way. Looking, throws for Karlik and through his hands. Incomplete. Underwood there on the coverage.
Wilson got to the corner. I think I gave him the option of throwing it or running it. He had pretty good defensive right there. He had people closing on him, so he got it up. But a little high. Wolfpack will take over on downs.
believe that might have been 53 Rex Rabel that basically forced Wilson to pass.
Coming over on the from the linebacker position, Marty.
So almost half of the first quarter gone, but Hazleton area doesn't have points to show for it. Here come the Wolfpack, 1st and 10 from their own 32. Howe's going to toss. This is Underwood. Doesn't find anything to the far side. Tries to cut it back, and a host of red jerseys push him back, and maybe for a loss.
I'll tell you what, Marty, and we have a penalty. Chris Basic, the referee. Toss was really deep. I mean, the quarterback, Howe, is about 6 yards deep. Now he tossed it behind him, and the ball carrier never got close to the line of scrimmage. We have the penalty, so it's going to be 1st and 20.
Puts it back to the 23 of Wilkes-Barre area. Howe to pass. Throws. Incomplete. Looking for Jordan Keselowski.
Yeah, Keselowski ran up short out. They tried to pick up a couple of yards, make it a little easier, but it was incomplete, so they're faced with the 2nd and 20, Marty, they being the Wolfpack.
Howe to pass again. Looking left this time. Overshot his intended target. That was Kevin Creech. Great coverage there by Van Gilst. Didn't give much of a window for Howe. And Joe, you can say I'm a black cat. I shouldn't have talked so nice about the weather.
Yes.
As we look across, you can see the mist of rain going from our right to left, and you can see the flags going that way. So I'd be interested to see how that may affect the passing and kicking games tonight.
Ball is obviously going to be wet. How they come out? They ran screen right side, Marty.
Almost got the penalty back, but that would still mean 10 yards shy of the first. That Cougar defense seemed to be ready for the attack from the Wolfpack as you get a look at what I once claimed to be a calm night weather-wise.
Yeah, it's really, doesn't look like it's a heavy rain. It looks like it was a mist, but...
And I think it's more so the wind. So it'll be interesting to see. Let's see how this punt goes and how it is for Van Gilst. The mist coming into his face. High, short kick that is going to take a sideways roll and eventually a Wolfpack roll inside the 30 as they try to blow it along. Marked at the 29. So the Cougars take almost 6 minutes off the clock. Defensively, they force a 3 and out. They get it back with 5:17 remaining in a scoreless first quarter on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard.
And the way the weather is shaping up early here in the middle of the first quarter, Marty, it looks like it may be a low-scoring game. Defenses are going to have to do a great job as the Cougars come on.
Karlik again out of motion, out of the backfield. Wilson runs the draw. And it looks like the Wolfpack defense somewhat has adjusted to this draw of Hazleton area, holding Wilson to a gain of about 3.
I tell you what, Marty, he took a drop step. It looks like a draw, almost a hitch, and he goes right up the left side. But as you mentioned, Wolfpack defense doing a nice job closing on Wilson. 2nd and about 8.
Wilson to Moran. Moran trying to cut it back. Nice tackle defensively. That was Underwood again, I believe, and then coming in to help was Trayvon Gambitsky.
They picked up about 6 yards, and they're going to take a look at this. First down, referee Chris Basic. Again, defensive back, giving receiver some room.
Do you think Do you think maybe we could get Chris Basic to hold a placard that says Grand Central and then signal first down?
I
think
that would be innovative.
Up the middle for a gain of about 3 was Karlik. He, of the big first half last week and eventually a big night running the football. And let's not forget, and since last year, he's been a big cog defensively for this Cougar team
You know
as well.
what? I was going to mention that. Both sides of the ball, he's done an excellent job. We're looking at the Cougars. Out of the time elapsed so far, Cougars have had the ball 80-90%.
And again, Karlik goes out of the backfield to the bottom of your screen. Wilson rolls that way. Quick drop and pass to Moran. Moran bullying his way into Wolfpack territory, which means another Grand Central. Cougar first down.
Nice throw by Miller. Moran, linebacker didn't get there. Defensive back was off, so picks up the first down.
And I think as we've seen the growth of Yo-Yo Moran, one of the keys to his game is the old yak, the yards after catch.
Exactly. Catch the ball, he can move. He has the ability. Again, space, get it to him in space, and he can make something happen.
Ball at the Wolfpack 49. High snap. Wilson is looking for room on the near side. Doesn't find much of it. Pushing him out of bounds was Gabe Saraceno.
Saraceno doing a nice job getting over. Defensive end didn't allow Miller to turn up the field. That's the difference when you conceal the end and the defensive end is able to get out.
Wilson's pass, great catch across the middle by Van Gilst.
Van Gilst with a diving catch. Wilson with a nice throw. Found that space between the backers in front of the defensive secondary.
And another Grand Central first down. This is where the Cougars bogged down last possession, about the 32 of the Wolfpack. Now they have a new set of downs there after the great catch by Riley Van Gilst. They're going to toss it to Gonzalez. Broke one tackle. Can't get off a second. So I believe that was Gambitsky again coming up on the tackle. Maybe even Underwood there as well.
Gonzalez made a move up the field. Wolfpack doing a nice job getting there defensively. Picked up maybe 4, maybe a short 5.
And in the middle of your screen, Ed Michaels. And you could tell that mind is going as far as how to defend this Cougar offense that is so versatile so far here in this opening quarter.
And what the conditions as
Wilson straight up the middle, inside the 15 for another Grand Central. Cougar first down.
We're gonna take, if we can get the S.J. Kowalski replay up, you're going to see a nice job inside. Watch the right there. I have to tell you, Marty, Zapatak and King did a great job opening that at the line of scrimmage. They're running a 4-man front.
First time tonight, Cougars in the FNL Doors red zone. They're going to run the draw again. This time to the left of King. And that gets Wilson inside the 10 to the 8.
That time defensive front did a better job getting off the block and making the tackle. As we're looking at a second down, we can get a first before the goal line. So it's second and about 6, maybe 5.
Joe, I know you're always looking to prep for the playoffs. I'm not sure this works. Ranger Suarez gives up 4 in the first. Nats leading the Phillies 4-0 in the second as they look for that number 1 seed. Here, 2nd and 6. Handoff, Karlik leading toward the end zone, and he's just shy as Gambitsky. Touchdown saving tackle, but it does not stop a Grand Central First down. But I believe Carlick is the injured Cougar. No, Carlick is coming to the sideline. We'll have to check that. Jim Burns is saying it's Hunter Johnson leading the way for Carlick as the injured Cougar.
Right side opened up.
But the big part of that run, Joe, it's now 1st and goal from the 1.
And we talked about that earlier, Marty. We said the Cougars could pick up a first down without scoring, and that's exactly what they did. So they're going to have several cracks at this first down.
Joe, remember I said it was 4-0. It's now 6-0 Washington. Concerns abound as far as what you'll get from Ranger Suarez if you're a Philly fan as the playoffs grow closer. Johnson leaves under his own power with a little bit of a limp. So we'll see if he's able to get back in this contest for the Cougars.
As of right now, Hazleton has run 21 plays, 9 minutes and 3 seconds. Wilkes-Barre area, 3 plays, 51 seconds. So the Cougars dominating. You dominate, you like to come away with points. Let's see what they can do.
And when you're 1st and goal at the 1, you're looking for 7. Carlick leans forward. No signal yet. Now, touchdown Cougars.
Look, it didn't look like the line had a lot of push, but just enough for Carlick to get in. Cougars up by 6 on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard.
Coach, you keep doing such a great job with the sponsors. I could just head home.
You know, Amar, you got to keep, don't be telling me that.
I'm sure your friends in Berwick are glad to see how much you mention our sponsors.
You know, we talk about the weather, and you talked about it. Really looks, like I said, it's not a downpour, but it's.
We had some movement up front, and I think the Cougars are going to move it half the distance, and they're going to go for 2.
Coach Buckman making that call.
Especially with the fact that you mentioned it, Mariano is going to be kicking into that wind. I know it's an extra point, I understand that, but now's an opportunity. You leave it up to your offense here.
And never take it for granted because you never know. It's good snap, good hold, good kick. So there are 3 things that have to happen.
Sam Heller in the backfield with Wilson. They're going to throw it to the top and incomplete. No good. 48.2 seconds left in the opening quarter. It's 6-0 Cougars.
F&L Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier for over 50 years, providing quality products and services to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry garage doors from leading manufacturers in the industry like Rayner. They guarantee parts and service for your home or business, from new construction to replacement doors, inspections, and service calls. F&L Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR or visit F&L Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township or Schuylkill Haven.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Homecoming weekend 2024, Hazleton area to a good start, leading 6-0.
Marty, Hazleton area, Carlick 2-yard run. PAT, the pass failed. 11 plays, 72 yards, 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Wilson was 3 for 3 for 35 yards. He had 4 rushes for 22 yards.
And I have to apologize, fans. I didn't see it. Obviously, a penalty against the Wolfpack, a personal foul of some sort, as Mariano's going to kick away from the Wolfpack 45. So once again, and that squibbed off a Wolfpack player, and they smartly jump on it. As Mariano tried for the squib, it looked like jumping on it was Khalil Smith for the Wolfpack.
I'll tell you what, good call both teams. Coach Buckman figures even if it's not a deep kick, they'll still be in their own territory, not real deep. But Wilkes-Barre area doing a nice job getting on that after it was touched by a member of the front line.
So the Wolfpack start at their own 26. Sorry, Joe. This is Underwood trying to find room to the outside. Cougars string him along, but he tiptoed his way for some positive yardage.
I tell you what, Marty, it looked like he wasn't going to gain anything. He was able to turn up right at the end, maybe picked up a yard or two.
That formation looked like something that Lou Holtz would dry up.
Lou?
Lou? Like officially a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Wolfpack do not have to run another play if they don't desire. Howe keeps checking to the sideline as you see the time remaining. He looks back to the play clock. He doesn't have to run another play. And it looks like it's going to wind down through a quarter at homecoming weekend for Hazleton area. Their Cougars lead it 6-0. You're watching the Lehigh Valley Health Network Orthopedic Institute. Game of the week on WYLN.
Contact Pete Casalica for a home and auto quote today.
We don't need to tell you who we are. With dedicated employees across the region, you've seen us around. We live, work, and play here. We create jobs, connect our schools and universities, and support essential services. Our customers are our neighbors and our families. We're Service Electric, and for going on 75 years, we're your local internet, TV, and phone provider. And we're committed to this community because, well, we live here too.
A opening quarter dominated by the Cougar offense with time of possession, but only 6-0 at the end of a quarter.
I'll tell you what, Marty, dominating Hazleton with 119 total offense, 80 yards rushing, 39 passing. Wilkes-Barre area only ran about 6-7 plays. They have 13 yards of total offense, 2 rushing, 11 passing.
And they're going to start into the wind. I guess it's safe to say that when you look up in the lights. 2nd and 8. Underwood trying to bounce it outside. Get out of one tackle. Can't get out of 2nd and 3rd. Maybe a yard for the Wolfpack.
Nice job. Underwood's the type of back you want to get to him early. You cannot let him get to the second level. Great speed, and he's able to take advantage. We talk about space. He's able to take advantage of the space.
He's one of those backs that you hear so often when they talk about cars going 0 to 60. They're going to toss it to Underwood this time, and he's hit immediately by Hunter Johnson back in the game for the Cougars.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Hunter Johnson there right now. They ran that out of a power set. Wolfpack did not do a good job blocking on the corner. So the Cougars should be.
Looks like Miguel Galano
should be able to take advantage of a great field position, Marty, and I think that's going to be the case.
But I think what you're also starting to see, this mist is starting to take its toll on the field. Looked like a couple of Wolfpack players trying to get down the field and then hit the brakes, and they went sliding down.
And that's why you have to stay under control on a dry field, let alone a wet field, as the Cougars will start their offense at their own 42-yard line.
So as we mentioned, as we look at it, it looks like the wind of the Cougars back. See if somewhere along here they may take an opportunity in the passing game. They'll first start with a quarterback draw. Wilson saw two hands on the football, but a flag comes in. That's usually possibly holding on the offense.
Wilson again went to the left, broke it back a little bit to the right side out of that.
And I have to apologize. Chris Basic is saying face mask on the defense, so my apologies to Hazleton area offensively.
Now what happens is, a defensive lineman becomes engaged with the offensive lineman, and he sees the ball carrier, but he can't get off the blocks. So they start grabbing, and that's exactly what happened. First down for the Cougars.
And via penalty, another Grand Central first down. There's some of the brave production.
They're staying dry.
Members of our team. Sling it out to Karlik. Pretty much what they tried to run on the two-point conversion. As he wasn't guarded, got himself down to the 40. A gain of almost 6.
That time he waited till he caught the ball before he took off, Marty.
And not, because we don't know what the weather's going to be like as we proceed. But you get yourself up to a 2 to 3 score lead, it makes it pretty hard on the other team if weather's going to be a factor.
Exactly right. As Miller is.
And Wilson capes straight up the middle. Wilson's going to be brought down inside the 30 for the 35 for another Grand Central first down.
We're going to take a look. S.J. Kowalski replay again. Offensive line engaging the defensive line, causing that gap. And also the motion, really tough for the linebackers. They start to follow that motion. Wilson picks up nice yardage and the first down.
New set of downs. Karlik straight up the middle. And he's upended inside the 20, but not before another Grand Central Cougar first down.
I tell you what, Tommy King goes from left to right here. He gets into that pile, and he just causes a lot of disruption defensively. They can't find the ball carrier.
While we looked at the S.J. Kowalski replay, Cougars rushed to the line. Wolfpack not set. They had to take a timeout. They trail 6-0.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
After the Cougars force a Wolfpack timeout, 1st and 10 in the FNL Doors red zone. Karlik again.
Same play. Again. King. Tommy King going left to right. A little bit of a pull. Takes it up inside and picks up decent first down yardage.
And I want to give credit. I've noticed them here on this drive playing some fullback. Going from 78 to 42 is Andrew Gensel, doing a nice job out of that fullback spot for Hazleton area.
Yeah, they have Gensel going up inside, plus King on a little bit of a pull going left to right. They got movement on the Cougars. Had a little bit of a rocking back and forth with the offensive lineman. So,
would the excuse be that the wind pushed me forward? You think they'd go for it?
I don't think they'd go for it. I mean, I'm just guessing. But
it looks like 2nd and 10 after the penalty. Wilson stuttered. Now he goes. He's inside the 15, gets stacked up. Maybe 6 or 6 to the 11, maybe?
That time, Marty, right side was clogged. Wilson took it outside a little bit and picked up decent yardage. So if he has enough time back there, he can read the line of scrimmage, basically, and get the ball up the field. If Wilkes-Barre area gets to penetrate a little bit, that wouldn't be the case. But so far, the offensive line is not allowing that penetration.
Call 3rd and 3, approaching 7 minutes remaining in the opening half. Karlik! One man to beat, reaches across! Touchdown, Cougars! Second rushing touchdown of the night for Ashton Karlik.
They've run that play maybe 3 or 4 times in this drive and have done well with it as the Cougars go up by 12.
Jack Mariano on for the point after. Van Gilst to hold. Hold is down. Kick is up and good. 6:55 left in the opening half. Homecoming weekend and the Cougars lead it 13-0.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Another time-consuming drive for the Cougars. Wilkes-Barre area, Joe, 6 plays. Hazleton area, 2 scores. They lead at 13-0.
Now let's see what the Wolfpack do with their offense down by 13.
That was taken by one of their up men, Kimani Hubbard-Jones, who gets it out near the 40.
Again, Hazleton area special teams, they do a great job. Get there quickly. Marty Karlik, 12-yard run right side, using a play that they used 4 or 5 times. Mariano kicked good, 7 plays, 58 yards. Karlik had 3 runs for 30 yards. Wilson, 3 yards. 3 runs for 17 yards.
And how about this alignment to the top of your screen? Four players in a line.
Yeah, we have bunch, motion out of a bunch.
That was Underwood to the bottom of your screen, but Howe goes the other way. And it's complete, and it's good for a Grand Central first down. Making the catch, Rajon Watson.
Watson, good speed. Howe gets the ball there. He has Watson has two blockers in front of him, is able to tightrope the sideline and pick up the first.
And we're bringing it back to a hole.
That's when my blood pressure used to go up, something like that, Marty. I'm sure Coach Cinti is not happy with that.
And with it being marked at the 31, that almost indicates that it might have been one of the receivers on the outside.
That's exactly who it was. They were holding on for a good while. Again, you don't have to make a great block out there. All you have to do is shadow that defensive person. Howe.
Great play by Gonzalez defensively to immediately get to Gembitsky and hold him to a short gain.
Gonzalez broke on the ball extremely well. Here you see it on the S.J. Kowalski replay. Great job breaking on the ball, forcing.
And that holding penalty was the fourth penalty against the Wolfpack for 45 yards. We'll get more Jim Burns stats coming up at the half, as well as the introduction of the Hazleton area homecoming court for 2024. That's all coming up at the half.
Two receivers both sides, left and right. Howe throws the out ball, complete.
But Underwood couldn't turn it up as the momentum took him out of bounds.
A little bit high, and he had to go up for that catch. So we're going to look at a 3rd and about 13.
And Joe, I got to believe a product of Hazleton area time of possession. And you got to credit this defense. They seem to be ready for the Wolfpack. They're forcing everything to the outside for the Wolfpack.
I'll tell you one thing, the secondary and the backers do well for the Cougars. They get to the ball.
Now they blitz, low snap, and Howe did everything he could to jump on it. Another big loss, but it could have been worse if it was a turnover.
One of the consequences of the weather, Marty, there it is. The ball was a little low. He just couldn't grasp it. So, Wolfpack will be punting from deep in their own territory.
Into the wind will be Galano, then Gills back deep for the Cougars. And they almost got it. I thought I heard a double hit, Joe, but it took a Cougar roll into Wolfpack territory, but that special teams unit almost got to it, and I'm not sure they may not have even gotten a piece of it.
Awful close. Couldn't tell either, Marty, whether they did. I do know one thing. The outcome of that is great field position.
4:59 remaining in the half. 2 timeouts for the Cougars. At the half, we'll be introduced to the Homecoming Court 2024 at Hazleton Area High School. And Jim Burns will give us halftime stats, so we invite you to stay tuned for that. Coming up at the half, but the Cougars looking to do more damage before they go to halftime. Wilson rolls left. He's looking to run. Gembitsky will bring him down after a gain of about 7.
I'll tell you what, Marty. Karlik, when he's not running, he did a nice job. But again, if you look at this block by Karlik right on the corner, it was a good block, but he didn't have to crush anybody. All he had to do was give Miller a lane, and he did that.
And the other thing, Joe, that it's 5-6 yards before Wilson's touched.
You got it. First down play. That's a great first down play.
Genzel, the fullback, leading the way for Karlik. Karlik has a first down and more. Karlik down the sideline. And he'll be forced out of bounds inside the 5 for another Grand Central Cougar first down.
I'll tell you what, Marty, you're going to see again King, right up inside, good push, but Karlik had enough space and enough sight that he was able to break it back because the defense had moved quickly toward the point of attack. Karlik picks up good yardage and a first down at the 4.
And that puts the Cougars in the FNL Doors red zone. Karlik leans forward, but I think he's shy by about a yard.
Yeah, that time the Wolfpack was able to get a little penetration up the field. Griskevich was able to get up the field and made a nice tackle.
After the gain of 3, it's 2nd and goal from the 1. On the Penn State Hazleton second quarter scoreboard. 13-0 Cougars. So far in this opening half, Joe, you want to talk about balance? Wilson, 79 yards rushing, Karlik, 81. Just about as even as you can get, right, Coach?
You're right. And one's your quarterback. Think about that.
Timeout Cougars. They lead at 13-0. We'll keep it right here as we get ready for second and goal from the 1.
You're talking about a guy, Marty, a guy who's your quarterback, handles the ball, is one of your leading rushers or your leading rusher. And as you said, Karlik is the other leading rusher.
And I'll tell you what impressed me about Austin Wilson. We saw it earlier in this quarter. In this weather, he's making sure to put 2 hands on that football.
Take care of the ball.
Next week, the Cougars hit the road, and we'll be following them. The mountaintop, as they'll take on the Comets of Crestwood. And let's send out special wishes to Jane Shedlock. Another season-ending injury for him that was confirmed last week. And a quality athlete of that Crestwood football team, and we just want to send out the best to that young man. So we'll see what Crestwood looks like in his absence as they'll play host to Hazleton area next Friday night at 7. Lehigh Valley Health Network Orthopedic Institute game of the week. Cougars, Comets next Friday night at 7. Wilson will go under center maybe for the first time tonight. Karlik goes in motion. They're going to give it to Johnson. Pushing his way. No signal yet. Still no signal. They're going to say he might be shy of the goal line.
I think what happened was they stood Johnson up. That time the defense was able to penetrate just a little bit. Johnson was high and they stood him up, so they never crossed the goal line.
But that nose of the football is almost licking the goal line.
Very close. We're at 2:20. They're up by their Hazleton area up by 2 scores. Could make it 3. This, with the weather the way it is, tough to come back from that. Let's see what. There you see the ball, Marty. As you said, not very far from the end zone.
And it's Wilson on the sting. Touchdown, Cougars!
So the Cougars up by 19, trying to make it 20. Now you got 155 left, 156 left. If you're Coach Cinti, you think to yourself, I don't know whether I want to try to make a score before the half, or because of a lot of things that could happen that are on the negative side. Maybe just run the ball as the Cougars line up for the extra point.
Mariano's kick is blocked. I thought it got blocked, but it's good. Minute 56 left in the half, 20-0 Cougars.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Contact Pete Kasalika for a home and auto quote today.
After great starting field position, the Cougars add to their lead.
Marty, Hazleton Wilson on the 1 yard run. Mariano kicked good, 5 plays, 42 yards. Karlik, 2 rushes, 34 yards. Wilson, 2 for 8.
Another short squibbing kick that's taken by Hubbard Jones. He'll get across the 40 to the 41. So pretty good field position if Coach Cinti wants to push the envelope here. From their own 41, they have 2 timeouts remaining and 1:50 on the clock.
Yeah, they've had some problems offensively with penalties also, but there are enough athletes on that team, Marty, that they can hit you with a quick strike, whether it being a short pass and getting one of their speedsters one-on-one or trying to throw it down the field. Howe is capable of throwing it down the field.
They'll start with Underwood. Again, trying to get to the outside, and again, the Cougars string him out nicely, maybe a yard.
Yeah, Underwood needs to try to get it up the field a little quicker. He's trying to get to the corner, and the Cougars are doing a great job outside. And what it does is forces the ball carrier to run sideline to sideline, never getting up the field. So Cougars defensively doing a nice job.
How about 4 carries for a yard?
That sounds pretty good for the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Clock continues to run. The Wolfpack may be looking to get to the locker room as again they'll hand it off. One of those to stand him up was Manny Salcido. Maybe a gain of 2 to the 42. But the clock, as you can see, under a minute remaining on the Penn State Hazleton first half scoreboard. 9-second differential from play clock to game clock.
I think number one, it's going to be, might be a kneel down, Marty, even though Howe's in that shotgun type look.
And Howe continues to check to the sideline before coming set. As you can see, under 20 seconds left. And again, it's Underwood. Broke 1 tackle, broke a couple more as he got it, maybe his best gain of the night. Gain of about 4 out to the 46. And that looks like that will be the last play of the opening half. If you're Dennis Bookman, homecoming weekend, there's not much you could have asked for in an opening half.
Played well defensively. They had 3 scores. Right now they're in, as Red Barber used to say, they're in the catbird seat.
The Cougars leading at 20-0. And we'll wait for them to get set up. Mike Sosar has grabbed Hazleton area head coach Dennis Bookman.
All right, Coach. 3-score lead. Talked at the end of the quarter, end of the half last week about Fire not giving up, not giving in. I noticed his sideline tonight is the most wired I've seen now here in the 3rd week we're together.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you right now, we feel a little disrespected about some things. But that's a great football team right there who's obviously capable of having explosive plays in bunches. This is far from over, but our kids, they're playing for each other tonight.
Yeah, Coach, I saw a lot of control on the line on both sides of the ball. Your 3 scores all on the ground. We talked about that with the mist and the rain. Mostly misty now, but making the field a bit slippery, but the ground game seems to be working along.
It can rain harder. That's fine with us.
All right, Coach, best of luck in the second half. Back upstairs, guys.
I don't think I've ever heard a weather forecast from a coach. It could rain harder. Outstanding interview. Coach Bookman fired up homecoming weekend. A couple of his players are part of the homecoming court. We'll get that introduction coming up, but first, it's a quick timeout. You're watching the Lehigh Valley Health Network Orthopedic Institute Game of the Week on WYLN.
We don't need to tell you who we are. With dedicated employees across the region, you've seen us around. We live, work, and play here. We create jobs, connect our schools and universities, and support essential services. Our customers are our neighbors and our families. We're Service Electric, and for going on 75 years, we're your local internet, TV, and phone provider. And we're committed to this community because, well, we live here too.
FNL Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier for over 50 years, providing quality products and services to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry garage doors from leading manufacturers in the industry like Rainer. They guarantee parts and service for your home or business, from new construction to replacement doors, inspections, and service calls. FNL Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR or visit FNL Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township or Schuylkill Haven.
An opening half dominated time of possession-wise by Hazleton area, and as the first half went along, they've taken control, at least for a half, on that scoreboard, leading Wilkes-Barre area by a score of 20-0. A lot of the work done on the ground, and we'll get a look at that later on in the halftime. On the ground for Hazleton area, a balanced attack between quarterback Austin Wilson and running back Ashton Carlick. Carlick, 2 rushing touchdowns, Wilson with 1. And just checking, as this is homecoming weekend at Hazleton Area High School, some of the football players getting ready across the way as we are moments away from the introduction of the Homecoming Court 2024 here at Hazleton Area High School. And we'll get that introduction right now. Let's head to the voice of Harmon Guy Stadium, Mr. Mark Otterbein.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight as we continue with our annual homecoming festivities, we will crown our homecoming king and queen. We are proud to announce the following members of the class of 2025 homecoming court as elected by their peers. First is Anna Batista, is escorted by Liam Galski. Anna is the daughter of Gigi and Sam Batista. She is the president of Mock Trial, vice president of Student Council, and a member of Executive Council, National Honor Society, and Spanish National Honor Society. Anna plans to attend college to major in government and law and foreign language before attending law schools. Liam Galski is the son of Amy Galski. He is an advanced placement student and a member of the class of 2025 Executive Council and the National Honor Society. Liam's future plans include attending college to pursue a career in education as a math teacher. Soulette Lang. Soulette Lang is escorted by Marcos Bryant Diaz. Soulette is the daughter of Sherilyn Iberondo and Brian Lang. She's a member of the swim team, water polo team, National Honor Society, and the Arts and Humanities Student Advisory Committee. She was a 2024 Poetry Out Loud Pennsylvania State Champion. Soulette plans to attend college to major in education and minor in psychology. Marcos Brian Diaz is the son of Marcos Diaz and Megan Caputo. He is a 2-year varsity baseball player, a 3-year basketball player, and a member of the History Club. Marcos will attend college to major in digital design. Nancy Major is escorted by James Festa. Nancy is the daughter of Jillian and Doug Major. She is a 4-year letter winner in varsity tennis, a 2-year letter winner in varsity softball, and was named to the 2024 Pennsylvania High School Softball Coaches Association 6A First Team All-State. She is the treasurer of the class of 2025, treasurer of the Hunting and Fishing Club, and a member of the National Honor Society Ski Club, the Audio and Visual Club, Gift of Life Club, FBLA, and a member of the newspaper and yearbook staff. James Festa is the son of Marty and Karen Festa. He is a member of the varsity baseball team, Skills USA, Ski Club, and the Hunting and Fishing Club. After graduation, James plans to attend the Southeast Lineman Training School. Tiara Medina is escorted by Ryan Stafford. Tiara is the daughter of Milagros Pena and Manuel Medina. She is an honor student and a member of the Upward Bound Penn State program. Tiara has been accepted into Wilkes-Barre PSN nursing program and would like to pursue a career as an NICU nurse. Ryan is the son of Andy and Mindy Stoffin. He is a member of the varsity basketball team, National Honor Society, Future Business Leaders of America, and Student Council. Ryan plans to attend college to become a physical therapist. Yanis Placencia is escorted by Christian Craig. Yanis is the daughter of Juan Placencia and Angela Diaz de Placencia. She is a member of the class of 2025 Executive Council and a member of the cheerleading squad. Yanis plans to attend college and major in psychology. Christian is the son of Bernie and Renee Craig. He's the Academy of Science Vice President of the class of 2025. A member of the soccer team, track and field team, National Honor Society, Math National Honor Society, and the History Club. Christian plans on attending college to study aerospace engineering. Rosemary L. Perez is escorted by Dominic Salvador. Rosemary L. is the daughter of Maria Castillo. She is a member of the Spirit Club. Rosemary L. plans to attend college to major in either interior design or architecture. Dominic is the son of Elias Salvador and Juana Figuero. He is a member of the Math Club. Dominic plans to attend college with a currently undecided major. Sierra Ramirez is escorted by Robert Munoz. Sierra is the daughter of Martin Ramirez and Rosario Garcia. She is a member of the Spirit Club and the cheerleading squad. Sierra plans to attend Bloomsburg University to major in nursing. Robin is the son of Eugenie Del Rosario and Sergio Munoz. He is a captain of the varsity track and field team, a member of the varsity football team, and an honor roll student. Robin plans to attend Wilkes-Barre University to major in economics. Marielle Bellini is escorted by John Carlos Peralta. Marielle Bellini is the daughter of Maria Veras. She is a member of Spirit Club, Math Club, Friends of Rachel, and is part of the dual enrollment program. Marielle would like to attend either Penn State University or Temple University to major in business and minor in accounting with future aspirations of obtaining her real estate license and owning her own real estate business. John Carlos is the son of Juan and Raquel Peralta. He's a captain of the varsity football team, a member of Executive Council of the National Honor Society, and is an AP scholar. John Carlos will attend college to major in biology on his pre-med track to eventually attend medical school. Araceli Palacios is escorted by Sam Miller. Araceli is the daughter of Elizabeth and Indelacio de la Cruz. She's a member of the yearbook staff, Hazleton Lifesavers, as part of the dual enrollment program, and serves as an office assistant. Araceli will attend college to pursue a career in an animal-related field. Sam Miller is the son of Megan Miller and Raymond Rogers. He's a 4-year member of the baseball team, a 3-year member of the football team, a member of the math club, and serves as a lab assistant. Sam plans to attend college to study criminal justice and law. Paige Greco is escorted by Hunter Johnson. Paige is the daughter of Dr. Julian and Mrs. Grace Greco. She is a member of Student Council, Executive Council, Friends of Rachel, FPLA, Jazz Band, National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, Math National Honor Society, Unified Track and Field Team, and the captain of the field hockey team. Paige is committed to play field hockey at Wilkes University while studying psychology. Hunter is the son of Justin and Rosalind Johnson. He is an honorary student, a member of the National Honor Society, a first-team linebacker on the Spanish Speaker All-Area team, and an NEPA football Wyoming Valley Conference Division I honorable mention, all-star at linebacker and fullback. Hunter will attend college to major in business. Elliot Tito is escorted by Tommy King III. Elliot is the daughter of Kathy and Steve Tito. She's a member of the varsity volleyball team and the varsity softball team, where she was named the Wyoming Valley Conference Division I All Conference second baseman. She's a secretary of Student Council, a member of the National Honor Society, Math National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, Executive Council, Science Club, Math Club, Spirit Club, Tea Club, Engineering Club, Theater Club, Ecology Club, and HOSA. Elia plans to attend college to major in mineral science. Tommy King III is the son of Renee King and Thomas King Jr. As a 4-year varsity football player, Tommy has received numerous accolades, including being a 3-year letterman, Standard Speaker All-Area honorable mention, and the Wyoming Valley Conference Division I All-Star Team honorable mention. Tommy has been accepted as a sports management major at Wilkes-Barre University to pursue a career as an athletic director. Siriellis Veloz Marini is escorted by Gabe Boris. Siriellis is the daughter of Maria Marini and Omar Veloz. She is a class officer of the class of 2025 and a member of the Executive Council, Math Club, and Spirit Club. Siriellis plans to pursue a career in cosmetology at Empire Beauty School. Gabe is the son of Barbara and Stanley Boris. He is a member of the varsity football team, the National Honor Society, and the president of HOSA. After high school, Gabe plans to attend pharmacy school. And now we'll crown our winning couple. Here to crown our winning couple, our class of 2025 faculty honorees, Mr. Pat Brogan, Mr. Ian Hearn, Mrs. Stephanie Hopkins, Mrs. Michelle Yakubowski, and Mrs. Amanda Zullo. And now, our winning royalty. First, our homecoming king is Tommy King III. is Paige Bricklow. Congratulations, Connie and Paige, and congratulations to all these fine young men and women representing our student body tonight. Our principals, Dr. Constant, Mrs. Ernst, and Mr. Thurman, and the student council advisor, Mr. Torrey. We'd like to thank everyone who helped to make this homecoming parade bonfire and crowning ceremony possible. And thank you to everyone who attended these events and supported our students.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
We don't need to tell you who we are. With dedicated employees across the region, you've seen us around. We live, work, and play here. We create jobs, connect our schools and universities, and support essential services. Our customers are our neighbors and our families. We're Service Electric, and for going on 75 years, we're your local internet, TV, and phone provider. And we're committed to this community because, well, we live here too.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
At the half, the Lehigh Valley Health Network Orthopedic Institute game of the week. Homecoming weekend, the Cougars in front 20-0, and we're just about set to get a look at Jim Burns' first half stats.
Marty got the Wolfpack first, do not have a first down. Hazleton area, 12. Rushing -2 for the Wolfpack. 16 total yards, no turnovers. They didn't have the ball enough. And 4 penalties, one pretty costly on the hold on the corner for 45 yards. Cougars, 12 first downs, 169 rushing. Wilson and Carlick with the most of that. 49 yards passing, 218 total. No turnovers, and 1 penalty for 5 yards. Dominating not only in the stat area, but scoreboard 20-0 Cougars.
And we thank Jim Burns for the halftime stats with the Cougars in front 20-0 over the Wolfpack. And congratulations to everyone in the Hazleton area homecoming court, which was led by Tommy, the homecoming king. We'll see him in the offense coming up in second half action right after this.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
Stop in to one of our 2 locations,
Route 93 in Escapec,
or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
Contact Pete Kasalica for a home and auto quote today.
FNL Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier for over 50 years, providing quality products and services to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry garage doors from leading manufacturers in the industry like Rayner. They guarantee parts and service for your home or business, from new construction to replacement doors, inspections, and service calls. FNL Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR or visit FNL Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township or Schuylkill Haven. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Compared to last week, we had a homecoming ceremony, and we're about set to start the third quarter about 15 to 20 minutes earlier than we did last week.
Maybe even more than that. Marty, we talked about Tommy King, the homecoming king, also doing a nice job on the line of scrimmage. He has representing offensive linemen across northeastern Pennsylvania tonight.
There's just some worry if he's going to try to get the helmet on over the crown.
You're going to have a tough time with that.
Some individual stats quickly before the kickoff. Underwood, 6 carries, 7 yards for Wilkes-Barre area. Howe, 3 of 5 passing for 18 yards. Underwood, 2 for 14. Balanced rushing attack for the Cougars. 10 carries, 81 yards for Carlick and 2 touchdowns. Wilson, 13 carries, 80 yards and a touchdown. Wilson passing 6 of 9 for 49 yards. Van Gils, 2 catches, 22 yards. Moran, 2 for 17. We'll get to some of the more dominating numbers of that opening half, but first the kickoff from Mariano. And it's a short squibbing kick, but it goes out of bounds. A break for the Wolfpack. We talked about the domination by Hazleton area offensively. 35 plays run by the Cougars to only 12 of the Wolfpack, which resulted in a time of possession advantage of 17-12 to 6:48. Third downs, Cougars 2 of 4, the Wolfpack 0 for 4. And on fourth down, the Wolfpack have yet to try a play on fourth down, an offensive execution on fourth down, but the Cougars 1 for 2.
So we're going to look at the ball placed at the 46-yard line. Wilkes-Barre area with a nice break on the kickoff. Let's see if they can move the football here in the second half.
Again, a low snap, and Howe gets on it. Now that one, I certainly not the quarterback. It says it seemed like that came skidding in, so I don't know if the center didn't get a good grip on it.
It rolled back basically. You're going to see it there as Howe jumps on it. But you know what, Marty? You got to have a contingency where the quarterback goes under when the weather's bad. I understand your offense is running. That's a good snap. Howe looking.
And overshot his receiver. He was looking for Sinkavage.
Yeah, Sinkavage good coverage underneath. Sienkiewicz was behind the defender, but Howe could not place that ball right there, overthrew it. So we're looking at 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13. The fumbled snap, first down, puts him in a hole.
So the Wolfpack will go with 3 receivers to the top of your screen, and they'll motion Underwood out to the bottom. Howe continues to check, plenty of time on the play clock.
Trying to see, obviously, if Underwood could get some one-on-one coverage and take advantage of that.
Howe's going to be sacked! Brought down by Gabe Boris.
I'll tell you what, Gabe Boris, great job getting up the field, but that's the problem. They're going to throw it down the field. You got to be able to block up front. Gabe Boris and several of his teammates were there. So that offensive series minus 20 yards almost. Wolfpack will punt it away.
And that goes over Van Gil's head as the Wolfpack had the wind of their back, but it takes a Cougar roll at the 26. Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Wyoming Valley West sort of do the same thing last week? Start with great field position, especially in the third quarter. And of those offensive possessions, the Cougars held them to negative yardage.
Yeah. What happens is the defense, and tonight some mistakes by Wilkes-Barre area, do not allow any offensive movement, and that's exactly where we are with the Wolfpack. They really struggling offensively.
Almost a minute and a half gone on the third quarter on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard. Cougars with the ball, leading 20-0 on homecoming weekend. Karlik lowers the shoulder out to about the 35, gain of about 9.
I'll tell you what, Marty. Jambitsky, defensive back, first person to hit the ball carrier. They've run that play maybe 7 times. I would think they'd have almost 100 yards on that one play alone.
But you hear a lot of coaches.
Homecoming, by the way, had to pull again.
The homecoming king.
The homecoming king.
Unless he's playing up in the run, playing in the box, almost like a linebacker, you don't want to see your safety as your leading tackler.
Exactly.
And we've seen a lot of that tonight. And a lot of that tonight is Gembitsky's being the first one to even touch the ball carrier. False start against the Cougars moves them back 5 yards.
Yeah, if Gembitsky is the guy that has to make the tackle, you know the first and second levels defensively didn't do their job.
Or maybe you got to credit that offensive push, especially the offensive line.
There's no doubt the offensive line has opened the gap tonight for, as I said, that one play alone for the Cougars, big yardage.
Wilson checks to the sideline. 2nd and 6. They go to Karlik again. Karlik a first down and more. Still on his feet. And they blow the whistle. We'll see where forward progress is. He looked like he got to the 45, but they might only give him to the 42. But regardless.
Tell you, right here, King missed, but what he did on the trap block, he forced the defender to go around him rather than the defender fighting inside. So Karlik, who was full speed, picks up the first down, and I think
we saw it on the S.J. Kowalski replay. It looked like an official got knocked down in the middle of that. They might have blown the whistle just for safety purposes, so that may be a very accurate spot at the 43, but it's still a Grand Central first
down. Exactly right.
Number 4 gets it again. This time the white jerseys stand him up after a gain of about 2.
Yeah, that time defensively right there. Christian Gale was there. Linebacker, defensive end type. Wolfpack does a much better job getting to the ball.
Garlic now 13 carries, 106 yards, 2 Cougar touchdowns on the night, and we're still early on in the third quarter. Play action. Gale on the pressure, and Wilson just got rid of it. Closest man to it was Moran. Underwood on the coverage.
Yeah, Underwood had decent coverage, but Wilson made a little bit of a fake and then wanted to give Moran some room, but he just couldn't get there. So we're looking at a third down. Third down 7 for the Cougars.
Pass to Moran. He's going to try to run for it. Great defense by Underwood, not allowing him to get any more yardage and forcing him out of bounds shy of the first.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want your defenders to do, and Underwood did a nice job. No yards after a catch right there on the S.J. Kowalski replay. Caught it at the maybe 48, and Underwood right there.
We have an equipment issue, official timeout. Gives Hazleton area a chance to decide what they want to do. 4th and 1 from the Wolfpack 48. They've been very aggressive tonight on 4th down, so I would expect the offense to stay on the field.
Yeah, right here, as we look at the 4th and maybe a long one, I'm sure Coach Buckman's going to keep his offense on the field, and he sends Wilson in with the play.
Play clock under 5.
I think he's...
Timeout Cougars, leading it 20-0.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
Stop in to one of our 2 locations,
Route 93 in Nescopeck,
or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
Big play in this game. 4th and 1 coming up for the Cougars offensively, so they took a timeout to get themselves aligned offensively. Karlik lowers the shoulder. They go ripping at the ball, but Karlik holds down inside the 45 to the 44, and a Grand Central. Cougar first down.
Yeah, they ran power play right side. They got some push from the offensive line. Defensively, Wilkes-Barre area, you're going to see it on the S.J. Kowalski replay. Did a better job, but gave up 2 or 3 yards, and that was enough for the first down. The Grand Central first down.
A football score in Washington. They've just kicked the point. They're now leading 7-0 in the 7th. Over those Fightin' Phils. Not a good night apparently for Ranger Suarez. Karlik got hit in the backfield, held for no gain, and that was Sienkiewicz again defensively for the Wolfpack.
That was a great tackle by Sienkiewicz. We talked about, and you're going to see it on the S.J. Kowalski replay, wrapping your arms and wrapping up. Karlik, that time, no place to go. 2nd and 10. Serving a purpose here. You're eating the clock. Yeah. Third quarter, you're up 20.
And that's just been the way it has been from the start. Hazleton area has dominated time of possession. Karlik bounced off one, was brought down by another after a gain of 4. And again, Joe, you're pointing at Sienkiewicz.
Yeah. Logan Sienkiewicz again with a nice tackle. They picked up a couple, but the Wolfpack now getting to the football. Sienkiewicz is a senior, 6', 205.
3 receivers set to the top of your screen, but they've been going to the bottom a lot tonight in Yo-Yo Moran. Hazleton area very deliberate, taking time off that clock. Wilson looks for Moran, and out of his reach, incomplete. And you saw that Wilkes-Barre area defense shift over toward Moran.
And you know what? The linebacker got outside. The throw was wide because they forced him to throw wide. Defenders were moving to the ball, and I think Wilson was able to take a look at that as the Cougars will punt it away, and line up to punt it away.
We've talked about it since the first time we saw the Cougars. This smells a little fishy, especially with Wilson being the punter, that there may be something else here.
As I said, they're lining up for the punt.
Wilson's back to punt for the Cougars.
But again, I'm totally incorrect as Wilson punts it away as the Cougars play the battle of field position. Wolfpack start from their own 15, 1st and 10, but only 5:08 remaining in the third on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard.
5:08, they have to go about 85 to get it to the end zone.
While we have a moment, I want to thank the Third Base Luncheonette for supplying our crew meal tonight. Third Base Luncheonette located just off of 9th Street in Hazleton. Third Base Luncheonette, proud supporter of WILN Sports for many seasons, including this one. Many thanks to the Third Base Luncheonette. Still no first downs for the Wolfpack, correct, Mr. Burns?
They are first downless in this ball game. They come out now. I don't know that you need to throw it down the field. You have to try to get some rhythm in your offense, and the Wolfpack really has not been able to do that.
It makes it hard when you've only had the ball for a little over 8 minutes and you're in the third quarter. They try a draw to Underwood. Red shirts converge on him. I think the first one that got to him was Mariano, and then other Cougars stood him up before the officials blow it dead.
Marty, I have to tell you, if you try and look under S.J. Kowalski, 60.
You're pointing at Gabe Boris of the Cougars.
Gabe Boris, you can't run an offense when Gabe Boris is 4 yards up the field defensively. I mean, that's a great job by Gabe Boris, but offensively, you can't allow that.
Howe is going to go under the gun after the loss. Play action. Howe across the middle. He has it complete, breaking one tackle. But Van Gilst will make the tackle at about the 21. And that was Underwood on the completion.
Howe does a nice job getting it to Underwood. S.J. Kowalski, you're going to see, he has some time to throw. As Underwood takes it underneath, tries to make some move, but closed in on. And finally, Van Gilst makes the tackle, forcing a third down.
And for what you talked about getting into a rhythm, it is so important to convert this third down to get a first down for the Wolfpack.
I'll tell you, and we'll talk about that as soon as the play is over, Marty. Running out of the eye.
Underwood. And he gets wrapped up.
Going to be close.
Joel Vasquez leading the charge for the Cougars by that spot, yard to half a yard shy for the Wolfpack. And they look like they're going to rush to the line.
I'll tell you what, Marty, first down is very important. If you can pick up 4 or 5 yards on the first down, makes it much easier.
And movement on that Wilkes-Barre area offensive line is going to force 4th and 6. And I'm thinking the Wolfpack may be forced to punt here.
I tell you what, that happened because everybody looked like they weren't quite sure. You could tell it from up here. You have to be sure. You have to get to the line of scrimmage. And that falls on the quarterback, Marty. He has to exhibit confidence so that the other players pick it. They just looked like they were not sure what they wanted to do.
Low snap. Galano gets it away, but again, the wind pushes it, and Wilkes-Barre area will down it at about the 42-yard line of Hazleton area.
If I had to guess, I bet you Galano might be a soccer player. He has a strong leg, Marty. Took that off the ground. The ball hit the ground. His knee did not. As the Cougars will take over. They don't have to be in any hurry at this point, Marty. We're down to 2:43 left, third quarter, 20-point lead.
Carlick on the carry. Got stood up maybe a yard.
Short gain on the play.
And the Wolfpackers saying they got a fumble.
Don't see I think they're going to say.
I think they're saying forward progress.
Exactly. That doing a much better job here in the second half. I mentioned that before.
Second and 9 for the Cougars to the 44-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, if you're on that far sideline, Joe, that clock must look like it's going in hyperspeed.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Sometimes your friend, sometimes your enemy. It's part of the game.
Wilson the pass. He's going downfield to Moran! And he was held. They'll probably call it pass interference against the Wolfpack.
Yeah, I think what convinced was right at the end when Moran was pulled down, as we're going to see in the S.J. Kowalski replay. There you see the ball. A little bit underthrown, but Moran never had a chance to get back to it. The defender.
And you know what?
Grabbing on.
I think Mike Sosar was getting back at Chris Basic, gave him a nice throw, and Basic didn't make much of an effort on it. So I think that was the revenge by Sosar for that assault on the opening coin toss.
It will be 1st and 10 Cougars.
So another Grand Central first down, this one via penalty to the Wolfpack 43. And the other thing, you know, you look at those jerseys, and a lot of them are wet from the weather and that. But you start looking at that defense, they got to be getting tired. They've been out there a long time.
Offensively, they have not been on the field a lot.
Carlick bounces off the pile and gets jumped on from behind after a gain of about 2.
Yvonne Gabitsky on the tackle.
I believe that might have been Saraceno that jumped on his back and got the tackle.
And we had some penetration up front. Again, number 71. I don't have a 71 on the roster. I might be Griskevich. He did a nice job at the line of scrimmage.
Cougars can let this get into the 40-second range before they snap it. And then that could end up being the last play of the third quarter unless of an incompletion. And, of course, why don't I just shut my mouth, Joe?
Wilson sprinted right. Tried a short pass, but nothing there. Incomplete. Coach Buckman looks like he's on third down, relaying the play. And Wilson back on the field.
I'm not going to say anything about the last play of the quarter.
I think that would be wise.
Thank you. 3rd down and 8 for the Cougars, leading 20-0 on homecoming weekend 2024. Wilson, for the first time this half, keeps it, and he's going to go up the middle to about the 34. He looks to be about 2 yards shy of the first. Now maybe I can say it. The Cougars should be able to let this run out, take the break between quarters, and decide what they want to do 4th and 2.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. That gain was enough as they come off the field, let the clock run out. That gain was enough for them to go for it on 4th down.
So as the clock winds down on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard through 3, you're watching the Lehigh Valley Health Network Orthopedic Institute game of the week on homecoming weekend. Cougars lead it 20-0.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Joe, in that 3rd quarter, Cougars ran 13 plays to 6 for the Wolfpack, 8-13 to 347. Here's 4th and 2. Wilson rolls right. Flag is down from referee Chris Basic. Wilson down the sideline. He's in for a Cougar touchdown. But ladies and gentlemen, I think it's coming back.
Yeah, right on the corner. Referee Chris Basic has the hold. So that will negate the touchdown.
And Jim Burns didn't want us just singling out Chris Basic. He said there was a second flag there, too.
Oh, I'm not saying. I think.
Listen, I said it first.
You know what, Marty? I keep saying the same thing. When you get out there, if somebody's trying to get to the corner and it looks like they're stuck together with Velcro, you're going to get a call most of the time.
So with it now 4th and 12, the Cougars look to punt it away and again play that field position battle. Low snap, but Wilson gets it away. High end-over-end kick. Coach, that looked like your wedge on the 18th green.
Yeah, bouncing in the water.
And Coach, I think sometimes we get in this and we say certain things on different stats, and we don't mean to put a team down. I want this more directed to this Hazleton area defense. Wilkes-Barre area is going to come out offensively with still no first downs.
Well, as I said, partly defense, partly mistakes, partly penalties, and field position. They've really struggled with the field position, but again, don't take it away from the defense. They've done a good job tonight.
Worst starting drive of the night, their own 2. And Hal's out of the gun. Low snap. He lost the football. And he jumped on it. Maybe a loss of a yard, but he got out of the end zone.
Make it second down. Looks like a loss
And
of
is
two,
this?
so it'll be second and 12 for the Wolfpack.
I mean,
from
do
the 1 yard
you
line.
almost equate this to that snowball? As you just keep going downhill, it just seems to be getting bigger and bigger.
We talked about mistakes. We talked about which that's not the first time that's happened tonight for them. I keep saying that you need a contingency. I mean, you have to adapt. If you're running out of a shotgun type look and having a little problem as
Underwood got out of the end zone. Even if they push him back, the officials will get him to at least the 1.
Yeah, he had some movement up the field, Marty. So we're going to look at a third down and about 12, 13 yards. They can't go backwards much more without a safety coming into play.
And they're almost to the point, just get some positive yardage for your punter.
He has to worry about, number 1, the snap, number 2, the end line on the end zone when he's if they're punting from here.
Play clock under 10. And again, Howe's still looking to that sideline. Down to 5. They're going to take a timeout. And it's a timeout, Wolfpack, down 20-0. We'll keep it here.
You know what? And the snowball analogy is a good one, Marty. In some games, you think to yourself, no matter what I do, it just seems to everything's not going my way. And that's where the Wolfpack is right now.
Joe, can you believe it? We're in the last Friday of September. 4 weeks remain, 3 remain on our schedule as we go to Crestwood with the Cougars next week. Their home finale in 2 weeks against the Patriots of Pittston area. And then that backyard brawl. You have Pitt in West Virginia, and in the Schuylkill League, you've got Shenandoah Valley, Mono area. Our final 3 games of this 2024 schedule.
Yeah, those two towns separated by about 6 or 7 miles, I guess.
And they are coming out with a different look. Howe is all the way to the bottom of your screen, out wide to the right of the formation. I believe that's Watson that's out, taking it out of the gun, and Hazleton area wanted to make sure no big play, so they take a timeout.
You know what? That's a good call by Hazleton area, the coaching staff. You saw something you didn't understand, didn't want to get caught flat-footed, call the timeout. You're up by 20. The score's not close. You're probably not going to need that timeout down the line. So good time to call it.
But I'll give Ciro Cinti and his staff some credit. I don't know if I would have called that for my own 1.
Well, you know what? Take a chance. I mean, that's where you are in the ball game. 10:02 left.
And they're going to come with the same look. And I believe that's Rajon Watson, who's out of the Wildcat. You want to say he's playing quarterback. And he's going to look to run it. And Mariano hit him, and he actually gets out to the 15-yard line. A gain of 14. And a Grand Central Wolfpack. First down.
I'll tell you what. That was... got the hold call. I just said, Marty, when things start going bad, we do. We got to hold on the Wolfpack.
So that should put it, well, it's where the
spot.
So it looks like they gave him to the 5, but it's the same formation. Howe down to the bottom of your screen. One-on-one with Gonzalez, and again Watson to take the snap. And he's looking for some running room. But Hazleton area this time ready for him as those red jerseys converge to the football and bring him down for a loss.
They ran the spread formation, hoping that Watson could find some room inside. He did, but the penalty was called. There was nothing. Defense doing a nice job. You talked about punting out of the end zone. Be careful of the end line. You step out, it's a safety.
Gets it off, and it's going to take a Wolfpack roll to the 37 of Wilkes-Barre area. Late flag on the far sideline.
I don't know whether that's called on the sideline or on the field. We'll have to wait and see.
And they're calling it a sideline warning, so no penalty. Cougars get it at the Wolfpack 37, 8:58 remaining. And even if the Cougars don't score on this drive, they have an opportunity to really cut into that fourth quarter clock.
I think that here you don't have to take any chances. Work on your running game, which has been pretty good right now. If you want to surprise, obviously you can do that. Your running game is going very well. Play action would be something that would be a good call.
Wilson trying to get to the outside. Flag is going to be thrown. It looked like Gale might have been held on the outside. They push Wilson out of bounds. But again, I think this one's coming back.
You're right, Marty. We got the hold on the corner. Whether that saw Hunter Johnson, I believe, is who they called it on, and he threw his hands up, so he's thinking he did not. But again, you know what, Marty, you're using the clock. It stopped now, of course, but I'm impressed with Miller getting to the corner. I've seen him for a couple games now. He can get there. He's good speed. He's the kind of quarterback that has speed from, as they used to say, the get-go. He can go from as soon as he gets the ball.
This time he'll give it to Carlick, host of white jerseys. Bring him down for no gain.
Nothing
among
there.
Those, Saracino and Gino D'Alessandro, a sophomore.
There you see it. Also, mentioned Saracino. He took the lead blocker on with his shoulder. Did a nice job there. But what the Cougars are accomplishing is clock. They're
at 10 now. Down to 5. Down to 2. And Wilson got it off at 1, and he capes. Wilson cuts it back. Wilson straight up the middle. Another cutback. Has Gonzalez with a block. Knocked out of bounds at about the 1. A Grand Central Cougar first down that sends Wilson over 100 yards on the night.
Wilson goes to the corner. It's a threat. Watch the backside of the defense. They have their shoulders turned, which gives Wilson the opportunity to cut it back. You can't square your shoulders up with the goal line. You have to move over, but you have to be in a football position. He ran out of one tackle there. So the defense overreacting, basically. The backside has to stay home.
Cougars again in the FNL Doors red zone as Carlick is brought down from behind for a loss. That was Saracino again. And Karlik comes up with a little bit of a limp to the sideline.
Saraceno, Marty, is only a sophomore, doing a nice job for the Wolfpack right now.
And a familiar number to Cougar fans, number 20, Xavier Heck. Into the lineup, only a freshman, and he'll be the tailback replacing Karlik on 2nd and goal. Corrado, is now the quarterback, Freddie Corrado. Heck doesn't find a lot in that middle. Gale and Saraceno converged on him.
He's been immediately. That's Ringel did on the tackle for the Wolfpack. Actually, a loss of one on the play. He'll make it
3rd and goal from the 4.
Karlik back in the game, Marty.
And it looks like Wilson will return as well. Hunter Johnson returns. Plenty of time on that play clock. And Wilson can look at that. It'll be off to his right when he gets in the shotgun formation, that he'll be able to keep an eye on it and snap it as close to 0 as he sees fit.
Plus, they're going to have 2 downs here to get it in the end zone.
Karlik! They won't need 4th down. He's in the end zone. His 3rd touchdown of the night.
Karlik's strong runner. Try to tackle him up top, you're going to have a problem. As he takes it into the end zone, offensive line again giving Karlik just enough room to get it to the 2nd level for the touchdown.
Mariano for the point after. Bobbled snap, and this time it is blocked. Whistles end the play. Cougars lead it 26-0.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
Stop in to one of our 2 locations,
Route 93 in Escapec,
or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
We welcome you back to Harmon Geist Stadium on homecoming weekend. The Cougars well on their way to victory, leading 26-0.
Hazleton area, Karlik, 4-yard run. Kick was blocked. 5 plays, 37 yards. Wilson, 44-yard run, which we had a good look at on our S.J. Kowalski replay.
Squibbing kick picked up by one of the up men. And that's Rajon Watson, who gets out near the 40, and another flags on that far sideline. And this is sort of where frustration sets in, and Coach Bookman wants to get the players that weren't involved in the play back.
Right. Don't want them getting involved. You don't want them to mar the night. They've played very well.
So we'll see the call from Chris Basic. Coach Bookman wants to just get the explanation. Personal foul, probably offsetting. So the Wolfpack will get the ball at their own 46 to start this drive.
Coach Buckman out asking who was involved, I'm sure. But again, you don't want to mar the night with a dumb penalty.
And then if you're across the way, now they're going to mark it at the 45. If you're Ciro Cinti, you're just looking for something positive to get you ready for next week against Pittston area. Just want to build on something offensively here in the final 5:36.
Yeah, they've been playing. I mean, they've been fairly competitive tonight. They just couldn't get their offense going. And defensively, early on, Cougars took advantage of some breaks and good blocking up front. They go downfield.
And it falls incomplete, triple coverage on Kevon Creech for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, what they wanted, Marty Creech just threw it up there. Howe just threw it up to Creech, but there were 3 defenders right there.
And I think it started right from the start. Even though Hazleton area didn't score, they took almost 6 minutes off that opening possession. And then the Wolfpack went 3 and out, and Hazleton area went on another long drive to go ahead 6-0. And like you said, they just never got in a rhythm.
Exactly right. As Howe goes down in a slide, looking at a 3rd down here.
You see on the time remaining on the Penn State Hazleton 4th quarter scoreboard. Howe, quick pass. Out.
It's going to be close to the 1st down. There's that quick pass trying to get some movements in space.
And that was to Gambinski, and it's good for Grand Central. Wilkes-Barre area. 1st down. Howe gets it out. Watson slung down by Carlick after a short gain of maybe 2.
Yeah, that pattern was pretty flat. Didn't get far enough up the field. You have to force the defender back just a little if you want to pick up 4 or 5 on that type of pass.
9 from the 44-yard line.
Austin Hayes got the Phillies on the board. It's now 8-1 Washington. Howe to pass on 2nd down here. Overshot his receiver and late flags.
He's going to get a flag. Defender, don't know if he grabbed him, couldn't see it from here, but it was enough to attract an official and the flag, so we're going to have a pass interference.
The only thing that I think Coach Bookman is asking for was it didn't look catchable. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, we're not down at field level, but
put it up there. I don't know if the receiver would have had a shot at it. As you said, we're too far away up here, but move the change on the penalty.
So another Grand Central 1st down, this one via penalty for the Wolfpack. They're quickly to the line. Howe looks down the sideline, tipped up and incomplete. A host of Cougars there defensively, not sure who got their hand on it to tip it away.
Ran the route. It was a stop route right at the 1st down marker. Looked like maybe the receiver would have had a shot, but bounced in the air, forcing his 2nd down here.
Howe again, under pressure, and he is going to be brought down. Won't be a sack. It looks like he gained positive yardage there.
Gained about 2 maybe, Marty, maybe 1.
Joel Vasquez on the pressure and tackle.
Bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 10 from the 29.
Howe again to pass, again being pressured. Steps up, throws to the end zone, incomplete, but another flag, as they might be saying the defender forced the receiver out of bounds.
Well, I'm not sure what the flag impeding a route. Marty, sometimes that can be the case, but don't know how it could be a pass interference. The receiver had his back to the ball, but I think that was the call, Marty.
Via penalty, another Grand Central first down, and for the first time tonight, Wolfpack enter the FNL Doors red zone at the 15 of Hazleton area. Howe, he's down the 15-yard line, now he'll run with it, and he's pushed out of bounds by Mariano at about the 9.
Down by Jack Mariano.
Howe scrambling, nothing downfield, looking in the end zone, and finally was, as you mentioned, pushed out of bounds as Wolfpack lining up, looking to the sideline.
Ball's on the 9-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 4.
Howe's pass to the end zone falls incomplete, looking for Gambitsky.
Little high, Gambitsky went up for it. Tough ball to handle right now, I think, with this, I guess, mist fog combination that we've been looking at here all game long, basically.
Although, Coach, I've been in a fog for years.
I think I saw you there.
Howe's pass complete. No room at all as a host of red jerseys just converge on that football, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, trying to make a play, looking for something to get up the field, but nothing there.
And again, they tried Watson, and Hazleton area just converged on him as the Wolfpack won a timeout for this 4th down play, stopping the clock with 2:05 remaining.
Timeout by Wilkes-Barre. We done 1 timeout left in the half.
Unless there is a huge miracle in the last 2:05, Hazleton area looks to be on their way to winning 4 in a row, and with a road trip to Mountaintop, another place where they know that Crestwood's going to come and want to be physical. But this Hazleton area team, I think they showed it a couple weeks ago in their first win, and I think they've definitely shown it tonight. We talk about, with a Cerro Cinti team, you know what you're going to get. They're going to want to be physical. They're going to want to come right at you. And tonight I thought Hazleton area matched it and maybe even surpassed it.
I think they did too. I thought the offensive line, I thought obviously Garlick and Wilson with the rushing, helped by, as I said, the offensive line. As Howe looks.
And tipped away, incomplete, the defense will hold.
We have 2 minutes left in the ball game, Marty, and it's been a night of offensive frustration for the Wolfpack, caused by pretty good defense, but we also caused by some of the other things we talked about: penalties, bad snaps. We talked about first downs, and I mentioned you talked about, but if you can make it manageable, And first down, you pick up 4 or 5 yards. Now you have 2 downs, and you have 4 or 5 yards. Just makes it much more manageable to run an offense. Run and shoot started when they started talking about, hey, let's throw a quick out for 5 yards. That puts us in great shape for second down. They got away from the run, and
Freddie Corrado back in at quarterback. He's going to hand it off to number 28, Jackson Johnson. And he is slung down for a loss. I believe that was Gale on the tackle.
Handoff was to Heck.
So Cougars, 4 straight wins. We're going to have them next week at Crestwood, see if they can make it 5. They started out 0-2, so Coach Buckman and his staff have done a very good job of righting the ship. And
they learned and adjusted under fire. Those 2 losses here to Nazareth and Williamsport. This is Corrado. He cuts it back. Loses the football. So officially a Grand Central first down, but also a turnover.
That ball popped up. Corrado turned it up, picked up nice yardage. But first down, and then the Wolfpack recovered. So they're going to have a couple of more shots, and here you're going to watch the replay, and Corrado turns it up right here, then is able to cut back. Good tackle right there. Ball popped in the air.
First and 10 Wolfpack from the Cougar 25-yard line.
So first and 10 from the Cougar 25.
Wolfpack come out with 58.6, as you see on the Penn State Hazleton scoreboard, going to the end zone.
And overshot his intended target. And he was looking for Gambitsky. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Look and see if they try to throw that quick ball outside and have the receiver try to find some room up the field. Hal takes the snap. He sprints left.
But 2 receivers in the same area, and it looked like they might have tipped it away from each other.
Only 1 defender, but Hal, again, he's going left, right-hander. It's a little more difficult to throw that ball, but he got it out there. But as you mentioned, Marty, the area was crowded. 2 receivers on top of each other.
Howe again left. Now he's being pressured, and he's going to be sacked. Let's go! You know who's in there, Joe? Tommy, the homecoming king. Among others.
Hal stopped sprinting because he was going to try to throw it back as the clock continues to run.
Also in there was Mariano and Vasquez, but now 4th and very long with the clock winding down. Hal looks. He's going to run and get out of bounds. Well shy of the first. The marker on the sideline said 3rd, but I think it was 4th down. Now, I understand Hal probably looked at that yard marker and thought he had another down, but now they're switching it to 1st. This should be 1st down Cougars, I believe. I know the point is moot, but
now it comes up fourth.
They got an extra down here, so Howe's going to throw.
It'd be a shame if they score.
Threw it into the wind, very short, and the Cougars start homecoming weekend with their 4th straight victory over the Wolfpack of Wilkes-Barre area by a score of 26-0.
Marty, we looked at one team who never could get their offense going. Cougars played well, both sides of the ball. Miller, Garlic rushed well. So the Cougars, with their 4th straight,
and this might have been the most impressive that we've seen to this point.
Yeah, they really did a nice job. They take, not only did Wilkes-Barre area put themselves in not great position, but the Cougars did a nice job taking away what they were trying to do. And they never really were able to accomplish that, as noted by the offensive statistics.
And despite the fact that they didn't score, that first drive might have set the tone, where they took almost 6 minutes off the clock, and they said, we're going to grind it out here.
They did. You're right. Did a good job grinding it out and coming away with points.
And I think somewhere in this conversation that Mike Sosar is about to have with winning head coach Dennis Bookman, I think at the end we may hear "Go Cougars," but I could be wrong. Let's head down to Mike.
All right, post-game, we're on the sidelines. Coach, congratulations, big homecoming win. Shutout. We talked at the half about control, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and it seems more and more every week we're crediting that defense over and over. Your defense did not give up a first down until 4:40 in that 4th quarter. Not to mention, after giving that up, did not give up the touchdown once they were in the red zone.
Yeah, we preach Cougar pride, and what Cougar pride means to us in our program is representing this community who stands behind us, representing ourselves, and most importantly, representing our program and our school community here. Just really proud of our kids, our coaches. We know it's a long season. Wilkes-Barre's a great football team. They truly are. Have a ton of guys who can create explosives in bunches. It's a tough opponent to prepare for. Credit goes to Coach Cinti, his staff there, certainly. But I'm just so proud of our guys, the way that we came to play tonight.
Coach, 4 in a row, 4-2. You head up 309 to Crestwood next week. Again, the WYLN Game of the Week. What do you tell your team to prepare and get ready for?
I mean, we're playing Crestwood, a very good football team, a well-coached team. They're extremely talented up front. They have skilled guys who, once again, can make a play anywhere on the field offensively. They have a stout defense. And it's another rivalry game here, and we're on the road now. And, certainly the cliche is, right, we're going to enjoy this one tonight, and then we're immediately going to get ready for Crestwood tomorrow. I don't want to sound redundant, but right now I'm just so proud of our kids. Just the way that they battled and they responded. We're a team that was predicted to win 1 or 2 games this year. And certainly all we did tonight was win a football game, and we have a long season ahead against great opponents. But I'm just proud of the way these guys battled.
Yeah, no one has any idea what it takes just to win a game, Coach, but you won 4 in a row. That's going to do it from here, Coach. Best of luck. We'll see you next week. We'll send it back up. Go Cougars. Back upstairs, guys. We're going to Mountaintop.
I knew we were going to get that Go Cougars in there somewhere. I think one of the things, and maybe that's part of when he mentioned at halftime the disrespect, where some prognosticators did not think this team would win many games. And we talked about it, the difference between last year and this year, and not to make excuses, but it's still fact, they're healthier this year.
There's a couple of things. Number one, you play 10 games a year. As a coach, you try to get your team up for 10 games a year, but sometimes difficult, Marty. But if the team has a chip on their shoulder to start the season because whatever, people don't believe in us, they don't think we can win, it does a lot to keep the team at a certain level. And then it's your responsibility as a coach to continue that level or even raise it. So I think Coach Buckman and his staff have done a nice job with that. Obviously tonight they went to 4-0 and going to have a chance next week to do it again.
And Jim Burns just finishing up some final stats that showed how much Hazleton area was in control of this football game. We'll start with some individual stuff, and Rajon Watson, who ended up getting the initial first down for the Wolfpack, had 2 carries for 12 yards. They held Davon Underwood 9 carries for 5 yards. Howe passing was 7 of 15, but the defense held him to only 36 yards passing. Underwood had 3 of those catches for 26. Then we go to the other side of the ball. 2 rushers over 120 yards. Ashton Carlick, 21 carries, 121 yards, 3 touchdowns. Quarterback Austin Wilson, 15 carries, 130 yards, and a touchdown. Efficient passing, 7 of 13, 55 yards. Moran, 3 for 23. Van Gils, 2 for 22. But let's talk about time of possession. Hazleton area had it for 29:36 to 18:24. A lot of that time of possession coming near the end for Wilkes-Barre area. Hazleton area, 16 first downs to 3 for the Wolfpack, and I believe 2 of them by penalty. But let's talk about both sides of the ball. Offensively, Wilkes-Barre area minus 5 yards rushing, 36 passing for 31 yards of total offense. And then we talk total team. You go to the offensive side. Hazleton area, 271 yards rushing, a total of 326 yards of total offense.
Which is, especially with the kind of night it was, which is a great testament. Number one, to the people rushing the ball. Number 2, to the people blocking. They found, and they ran that off-tackle play with the backside guard pulling, I think 6 or 7 times. They must have gained 100 yards on it, they being the Cougars. Second half, Wilkes-Barre area picked it up a little more on defense, but by then it was too little too late.
So as we mentioned, the Cougars head to Mountaintop to take on the Comets next week of Crestwood. Wilkes-Barre area will be home against Pittston area. We say good night. For our director, Barry J.S., for Stats by Jim Burns, for Mike Sosar, Joe DeMelfi, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. On homecoming weekend, the Cougars win 4 in a row, led by Tommy, the homecoming king, as they win it tonight 26-0. This has been a WYLN Sports Special presentation. Good night and be safe this weekend from Hazleton.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.